Whoa, it's the illusion. Reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth. It is sure is a beautiful Sunday morning here. As November rapidly comes to an end. So this is our, I guess this is like our Monday video. Get fired up on Monday, right? So it's my Sunday, it's your Monday. So, but you know, I'm just a manifestation of your imagination, yo. So, how we doing out there? Yeah, I get it, man. Well, the only choice we have is to excel, to truly get super fired up and excel. It seems like a daunting task sometimes. I'll give you that much. And the only way I've learned to truly excel is to just do one thing at a time, right? One thing at a time, which is super hard because, you know, we're human minds, man. We're just juggling thoughts, dude, the self-talking mind. If woulda, coulda, shoulda, can, will, maybe, tomorrow, today, yesterday, right? It just never stops chattering. I've been kind of getting into the groove lately. It's been good because I had to remind myself that this really isn't all that serious. I mean, it is so serious too. I mean, catastrophic failure is pretty serious, and yet catastrophic victory is serious too. And yet there's a place in the middle where it is all everything that ever is and ever could be all at once. That God space. I've been definitely trying to remember to pray a lot more and just consciously make contact with God. It's helped. It definitely has put me into a different frame of being. And that's always a good thing, man, you know? So yeah, it's Monday. We're gonna knock it out of the park, right? We're gonna knock it out of the park. But I do have a piece of mail to open. It's not every day we get mail anymore. It's not like the good old days of YouTube where the mailbox was always full. Box unopenings, right? Remember when that was a thing? The box unopening. Does that even happen anymore? But we're gonna open a box right now because Brett sent me a little something from Colorado Springs. I know you said you were in the market for a tractor, so I bought you one, dude. Well, thank you, Brett. That's my next move, is to go tractor shopping this week. Super nervous about it. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, what am I getting into? And then I look out, like, how can I even begin to manage what's in front of me, this land, without like the equipment to do it, right? It's a step forward, but I'm super nervous about it. So hey, if you wanted to send anything, the address and links are down below, but it is P.O. Box 1117, Kernville, California 93238. And we love getting boxes in the mail. It's one of the great things. But yeah, so you know, it's pretty easy to get nervous about stuff. What do we have here? Oh, bubble wrap. It will be reused. What is it, dude? Oh, look at that, dude. Oh, we always get fired up on Lego and John Deere Lego. That's funny. I remember looking at this and being like, I'm going to pick this up. And for some reason I didn't, because I knew it was ultimately coming to me anyhow. Dude, Brett, thank you so much, dude. That is, so I'm getting a John Deere, huh? Yeah, like there it is, dude. Farming. Yeah, like it's that thing, right? Thank you, Brett. That was super kind of you. Super kind of you. It was funny, Owl shook the box and he's like, I don't hear Lego, dude. It was a decoy. Oh yeah, that's the thing, man. Like you're getting, trying to figure out this whole new lifestyle. I think we're adopting some homing pigeons all of a sudden. I think we're going to try to get a cow for Owl, because he really wants a cow. And we need that valuable manure. It's that whole thing. It's the Rubik's Cube, right? Like, what side do you start with? What color do you begin to aim for? But there's a code to the Rubik's Cube, right? You just and it's solved in like a split second. But that's like the cheat code, right? There is no real, I mean, the cheat code is just pray and be grateful each and every day. So yeah, I mean, it's about to be December. That means we've got, 4 months to get ready for spring. I'm building the room to get all our starts going, and just, we're lining everything up. And yet we have no idea what we're doing. This homesteading thing, we got no idea. You can watch all the videos and read books and do all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, like, you have to be you have to practice it. Like, it's easy to look at pictures and read paragraphs and watch clips and see what's going on, but in reality, you still got to get out here with the shovel and dig a hole and figure out how to do that, and then go realize that a 16-foot boarded 2x4 cost $16, dude, or 12-footer, right? Whatever. And you just, and the numbers, like, I had to buy 6 sticks of wood for this thing, right? It was like $100. I was like, how did that happen? And then I was like, oh yeah, 6 times 16. Duh. But it's a lot. It's a whole thing when you're really trying to take responsibility for your life. When you're really trying to get away from the nanny state and the coddling of the system and the whole thing. Because I guess I never realized how insulated from reality I was until you get out here and you get up and you're like, all right, I've got to get this done today, because it's the next indicated action out of the 100 actions I could take in any given day, and each one of them will equal something. So actions have consequences out here, and inactions are like catastrophic, right? Like, because you can't get anything done. You can't. And so it really is. It is just, you got to show up for life. And it's okay to be overwhelmed. It's okay to not know what really is next. Like, I look at this, sorry, maybe I should move the camera around a little bit. So you'll see the video I'm making of the pump house. Like, here it is. It's like, today I'm going to get the roof on this thing. Like, I'm just going for it. I kind of, I remember how to do that stuff. But then at the same time, I'm like, I need to like expand the goat pen, which was like, it was a whole process to get this kind of laid out and get the strings all in. And, you think it's going to be easy. And then you realize that what you're doing is way out of the reach of your tape measure. Your 25-foot tape measure can't do it. So you got to kind of go Egyptian a little bit on the whole thing. And then, it's like string, it's like a whole thing. And like, what started out as like, oh, I'm just going to put some new fence posts in and get the dial that in, becomes like a whole project where it's like, oh, and then you know, it just gets absorbed into the thing, and you're like, all right, well, you know, I'm gonna set these posts, and then you're like, do I got enough posts? And you're like, oh, I'm one post short. And then so I went to the thing, and the posts were like 3 times as much as they were down in Bakersfield. So I was like, oh, I gotta hold this project, because what's the point of setting 5 posts when you need 8 posts? So I'm like, all right, I got to go down and look for this tractor on the thing, and start tractor shopping, which is like, you know, that's a whole event in itself. Like, because, you know, you got to go, and I've learned to be way more like, it's not going to happen immediately kind of thing. And, you know, you got to find a deal, and there's a bunch of good deals going on, and 0 APR and the whole thing. And then I'm like, oh, I got to remember to pick up a couple sticks, because, like, you know, just getting 3 sticks down there versus 3 sticks up here of the treated, I mean, that's like almost a 6, that pays for gas right there, right? And it's that thing of coordinating all these things in your head. Like, I was like a couple sticks short on this because I changed my plan up a little bit. You know, it ended up costing me a little bit extra because I was like, and, you know, it's that thing of mistakes equal interest-bearing currency equals like, all right, I got to go regenerate that again. And, you know, we're at this stage of like, it's all going into the future, right? Like, it's all, but you can't future trip, like, right? You can't like sit there and future trip about it. You got to stay in the present moment with it all and be like, all right, everything's here, but you're like, all this is like every day I just dig deeper. Like I've realized that. I remember I was talking with my wife, or even I maybe having an argument with her like a couple months ago. And I was like, everything I do up here just digs me in further. Like, there was a moment, right, where I could have just like whatever, but like, it's like every move you make requires like an investment and no guarantee of return. Like, but the return is this other thing, right? That it'll be here. It'll be better for you. Like for example, like this pump house we're building, right? There's a door going in right here, just in case you wondered about the black cube. Like this pump house, right? It started with this hunk of junk here. It's still inside. Actually, I kept it together to use it to build my roof stand on it when I built my roof. Like, this hunk of junk's here, right? Well, you know, this is going to end up costing a couple grand, all said and done, easily, minus like labor or any of that, dude. Like, no labor costs associated. That's a plus, right? That's just materials, right? Well, why is this so important is because at one day in the future, I'm going to need to like deal with it catastrophic. So I'm hedging my bet, like, right? I'm a firm believer in prepare for the worst, hope for the best, right? So when I first did the pump house and I had the guy out like to look at show me how the pumps all worked and stuff, I was like, this little hovel in here with the spiders and the mice and the insulation falling down. I'm like, dude, I couldn't sit in here and fix anything on a rainy night in the middle of December with it, you know, my water out and like the whole thing. And I was like, dude, I need to change that, right? So again, I'm investing in a comfortable space to solve a problem that is yet to occur. But when that problem does occur, I will have chopped out the variables of discomfort, right? Because who wants to when everything's going sideways, who wants to be shoved into a little spider shack, right? Nobody, dude. who wants to be crammed in there when the whole point is there's going to be like space, and I'll be able to like access my thing, and it'll be clean. Everything will be laid out and like organized. So yeah, that what is that in the terms of investment, right? That moment, priceless, right? That's a priceless difference versus like a horrible experience versus like an overwhelming experience, right? Because that's the thing, like, because something goes wrong in that pump house, it's an overwhelming experience. It's bad by its very nature because it affects all of our water, like our water, our pump, our whole system. Like that's our whole lifeline right there, right? Is our water, right? And so when you realize that like anything that really is going to go bad in there is going to be a really sketchy trip. So hedge your bet versus it being a horrible experience to just being an overwhelming experience, right? And then so I was like, I'm doing the thing, and I was like, well, I'm investing in fixing, because I could have just built another hunk of junk, right, for nothing. But what's the point of doing that? Like it was already a half-ass build. I still don't wrap my head around why they even built it at all, doing such a crappy job. Like what's the point of building the little shack if everything surrounding it lets cold air in, and spiders and mice, and lucky the critters didn't chew through every wire in there. But anyway, that's a side issue. So instead of it being that, I expanded it, and I'm turning it into the plant propagation room, which means that I'll put a bulb in there, right? And then we can grow some greens, that like get some greens growing in there this winter, and, have a constant state source of greens going on, and then begin to propagate. Because my wife's like, well, we want to plant this and want to plant that. And I'm like, dude, we're just going to start cloning stuff. Yeah, you want some more rosemary plants around the property? All right, we're just going to start cloning everything and growing stuff and doing all these things. And like our big thing is we want to do medicinal plants, like herbs and stuff. I want to grow a big crop of chamomile and sell my chamomile tea, because everybody says it's rad, dude. The tea I've been growing, dude. And so it's like that, right? So what started as like, I need to fix this pump house for the purpose of making a bad experience better, has transformed into like, okay, well, once you're doing that, what's the difference? And now it's just turned into like, I'm building like the real deal, because I'm like, and it's not going to be hoopty, but it requires this. All right, like what's the thing? How do I recoup the cost of the pump house, which is just an aesthetic, personal comfort issue for when it goes sideways, into like, and it's like, well, you make it bigger and turn it all into a plant propagation zone, so you don't have to spend any money on buying plant starts. You can start everything in your thing and get that going, right? Which already saves huge amounts of money, right? If we're doing this whole thing out here, and right, and it stays under the zone, like the permit restrictions, right? 100, you can build anything up to 120 square feet out here, so it's 96 square feet. And, eventually I'll probably build another one right next to it that just not connected, right? But, that's not today's project. And, we're just, I guess what I'm saying is it's Monday, and let's just go swing for the fences. Let's go kick ass. Let's just realize the bounty of this reality. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. And links down below. If you want to send us anything, it's P.O. Box 1117, Kernville, California, 93238. Address is down below. Links down below if you want to support the dream and chip in and, get some t-shirts and some art and all of that kind of stuff. Links down below. But, the most important thing you can do to support this dream is to thrive in your own dream, right? A rising tide lifts all boats. So if you make your life better, it makes my life better, and vice versa. And don't forget to use the name tags out there, and be loving and kind. And it's The Illusion signing off.